Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, my addiction to flashlights, like my addiction to knives and everything, I thought I had it under control, but I saw this one offered on Amazon for a pretty good price. And even though I don't need another AA size type of flashlight and everything, I like that this one has a rotating head and its operating system at first may seem confusing, but it's pretty easy. And the confusing part was how to switch it, because to turn it on, now right now I've got a 14500. No, I've got a nickel metal hydride in here. Now I just got this, but I was looking at it at the package, and it says back here, dual fuel, 1AA or a 14500. It's actually triple fuel if you think about it, because it can operate on an alkaline battery, which is 1.5 volts. It can operate on a nickel metal hydride, which is 1.2 volts. Now you may think that that's not much of a difference, but some circuitry, that the difference between 1.5 and 1.2 is enough for it to not work. This works. I mean, it's not as bright. And the 3.7 lithium ion. Now, it's got a magnetic tail cap. Before I get all through all its capabilities, I just got it recently, so I'm just talking about what I've just now figured out about it. But the price, man, I got it on Amazon. I don't think it's available anymore at that price, but it came out to being delivered $11 for this. I thought, well, this thing's going to be plastic if it's $11. No, it's metal. It's aluminum or whatever. It says E24 on it. That's the brand. It's got a single emitter LED. To turn it on, you press and hold this button. It comes in on low and then high. And then, that's all I got, low, high, low, high. And to turn it off, you just press and hold again. Alright, you think, well, how can I get to these other modes? Which are, let's see. It has SOS. One spare O-ring. Does it really? I didn't. Oh, there's a user manual. Huh. Idiot me. I just grabbed it. Yeah, there's an O-ring in there too. I just grabbed it and I didn't even look at how you run it. Alright, 90-degree twist flashlight, magnetic tail cap. Here's your button. Lithium ion. AA. You get different intensities and different run times for that. But, stop that earthquaking. High power LED. So it doesn't really tell you exactly what it is. For those geeks that like to, I would like to know, what emitter it used. But high power, kind of like stainless steel. It's a generic term. Doesn't tell you much. Battery, one-piece 14500 lithium-ion rechargeable battery, or one-piece AA battery. Voltage range 1.5 to 4 volts. It's actually 1.2 to 4 volts. Aluminum alloy is it. So, here's your candela. Strobe and SOS. So, see, you're wondering, how do I get the strobe and SOS? So, regular mode, press and hold for 2 seconds. Hidden mode. So what that hidden mode was, and it got me, because the first thing it comes into is strobe. And it warns you, don't look into the light. It tells you right here. Press and hold on 2 seconds to turn on. That was a sticker that was across the button, when I got it. So you press and hold to turn it on. You press and hold again to turn it off. You keep holding it, and that happens. Well, what did I do? And then you got high and low. You got an SOS after that, and then a high and low. And you press and hold, and it just goes back into its regular mode. Press and hold, turn it on, uh, high and low, and then hold, and you get the strobe. You press again, you get the SOS. I guess it was just dying off like there. Oh, that's your... Well, that almost like an up and down type of thing. You press again, you get your regular low, a high and low, high and low. Hold and turn off. So, what did I do? I did the regular turn on, and I did the regular hold and turn off, and then while I was still holding it, I turned around and looked like this, and bam, I got 3 dots in my eyeballs from the emitter just like strobing me. But yeah, so power on, press and hold, high, press again, low, press again, off. Press and hold. If you keep holding it after the power is on, you get into the strobe. So let's just keep pressing and holding. Okay, so that's what you have to do. It's going to come on with a solid light first. So you can't just like instantly get into strobe. You can just hold the button down anytime if you want that. It'll turn off and then strobe, or if it's already on, it'll turn off and strobe. So, and you go through the SOS. It's not as bad as having to learn a bunch of different clicks and a bunch of different this and that. You know, I think after you get used to it, it'll become instinctive. It prevents accidental contact, you know, so it's kind of like a built-in, you don't have to have a lockout. But yeah, all in all, for $11, man. Right-angle flashlights are good to have. The problem with them is if they're dedicated right-angle flashlights, that's what they are. They're going to be like headlamps. That's it. I mean, you carry them around like this. You can clip them on your shirt, you know, or a strap. They're good to have, but the problem is you're stuck with that angle. Sometimes you want to just aim forward. It's easier to aim forward than to tilt your wrist and have to do that. Well, this, all you got to do is tilt the head. You tilt your wrist, tilt the head. And it works throughout the whole range. It doesn't, you know, like intermittent turn on and off, you know, between the ranges. So I mean, you could do it like that if you felt, you know, if you want to be different, you can be different. So there you go. I just thought I'd show you that, and I'll give it a test at night, and you know, check it out and everything. But it's pretty decent, you know, for $11, man. You really can't holler at it. Here's an Olight, you know, kind of like equivalent i5R. In this case, this one it's just high and low. It doesn't have any special strobes or anything, and it usually requires a special battery, 2.4 volt, 14. Oh, I hear I got beans cooking in the... Let me go check my beans. You gotta go check your beans! No, I think the noise I heard was some construction going on. Somebody's tinkering around with something. But yeah, I like this. I like this flashlight. Once you get used to it, you know, I mean, that's the way it is with things around here, operating systems and everything. But this one's not that complicated, and it's a fairly decent beam pattern. You know, it's not going to go super far, but it's got, you know, a lot of spill mixed with a concentrated circle that opens up just from coming, you know, back and forth this much. So, and that was on low, and this is on high. And this is the highest power output you're going to have, but you're only going to get 2.5 hours total runtime at 250 lumens. On high, says you're going to get 2 hours. I'll check it and see if it gets hot or anything, but it probably won't. And then if you go down to 250 lumens on an AA battery, you're going to go 3.5 hours. And you're only going to go half the distance, 63 meters, and you're going to lose like a third, 2/3 of it. 1,000 candelas versus 4,000, but water resistant, 1 meter drop resistant. I'm definitely, that's going to happen. Stroboscope, and then SOS. Yeah, for $11, man, you can't beat it. I think it normally goes for like 27 or something like that. And I had an Amazon Prime, and they had some limited time deal, and I got it. And I don't know if it's still going on, but even then, I think the normal price is like, I think it was $12.83 is what I was getting it for. And then I had some kind of coupon that knocked off a percentage, and it knocked it down to like $10, and then tax. And the shipping was, I already got Prime, so that's already built in. It was $0. I think the shipping was going to be $2.50 or something. Anyway, there you go. That's my initial impression of the whole thing. No, I didn't need it, but I couldn't pass it up for that price. So there you go. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. There's another thing I found useful. A couple of things I found useful about this flashlight. Yes, you only have a low and a high power beam, and sometimes that low is too bright, especially when you're using this 3.7 volt type of fuel source. So what I do is I put a rechargeable nickel metal hydride in here, and its voltage is 1.2 volts. Where it is in here somewhere. Everything is in China. There it is, 1.2 volts. And what that does is it lowers the illumination of it. I didn't try it with an alkaline, which is 1.5 volts. But as you can see, you're increasing the voltage. And for an LED light like that, this was not as bright and more usable for me than the lowest low I could get out of this one. Now remember, this is, only like a $10 flashlight. Another thing very useful that I found with this light is, I'm using this as an example. If you've got this up here like this, with most 90-degree lights, unless the stuff that you want to deal with is directly below your light, you can't get your beam to be where it is. Let's say, in my case, this is what really happened. On my refrigerator, which is next to the stove, there's a little gap, not a large one, but a little gap. So if you're trying to illuminate the first burner up here, and you put a 90-degree light on there, a normal one, the beam will be over here into the gutter. It won't really be on the noodles or whatever you're trying to shine it on. Well, with this thing, all you have to do is rotate your light up, rotate the base down. You see how the beam distance is changing? You can't do that with any other type of light. You have to pivot it, balance it. Believe me, it's not possible a lot of times to do that. So I mean, that's another advantage that I found from using that light. Now, I haven't gone out and given you an actual beam pattern or anything like that with this, because I've already done a video on my initial impressions of it. This magnet, like I said, it's a round donut type shaped magnet, but it's very secure. It attaches. This is lightweight, so I've never had it like it feels like, ooh, it's gonna break the bond, the magnetic bond. It's fairly secure. Yeah, I just like the versatility of that, being able to switch. It comes on in the high beam and then in the low. And if you really need a strobe, you just when it went off like that, you just continue to hold it. Same way if you wanted strobe right away, there's a delay because first you have to hold it to turn it on and then it strobes. What you're doing is just holding it down the whole time instead of press and let your thumb off when the light comes on. You press and keep holding it. Anyways, it's not that hard. The only disadvantage I would say to some people who don't know the operating system is if you just momentarily push this. I mean, that is a safety feature, but you might think the battery's dead, it doesn't work. I think that's why they put that big sticker over the top saying, hey, you know, you got to press and hold at least 2 seconds to turn it on. But other than that, I expected this thing to be ABS plastic, and it's, you know, aluminum or some type of metal. It doesn't have, you know, a reversible clip. I have probably clips somewhere that will fit that are reversible. But for the value, man, I think this is this right here is a glow-in-the-dark ring right here. You can't really tell it right now, but after you've been running this thing, that glows. It glows in the dark. Not super bright, but I mean, you could see your flashlight with it. Yeah, all in all, I think I've got one more headlamp that I've ever bought from them. But yeah, this one was not, I just bought it. I just looked in, Amazon had deals, and it said this one was, you know, a certain percentage off, and I went, and I checked out the price of it, and it's hard for me to, they get me with lowballing with a low price on a lot of stuff because it's hard for me to pass up something like that. And it's a well-made system. None of this gets super funky and rattly or anything. It feels good in the hand. It's lightweight. It's small. When it's at a 90 degree like this, it's real easy just to walk like this and carry it and see what you need to see. But if you really want to reach out a little bit, it's not going to go super long. You can, you know, switch back like that. Yeah, and again, like I said, being able to change that angle from here to, you know, it's 90 degrees, it'll go up. So, I mean, you can go all the way up from, you know, there all the way down. And if it's not right where you want it, you just adjust the base. You just swivel it. It's pretty good. I haven't been able to do that with any of my other flashlights. So, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.